Hey everybody, it's Golmadex and welcome back to another premiere draft of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, back for just this 1 week of flashback drafts. So without further ado, let's get back into things. We got a great mono-colored rare, so pretty easy pick right here. 2 mana for a 1/3 flying vigilance, because its power is equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. But if you commit a crime during your turn, so if you target your opponent or any other permanents, then you get to draw a card and discard a card once per turn, in which case this will be attacking as a 2/3 flying vigilance for only 2 mana and letting you dig through your deck with that looting effect. So very powerful card, the Duelist of the Mind here, and we will lead off with that. Pick number 2. Got a reasonable black removal spell with Desert's Dew. Some reasonable green creatures like the Paladin and the Naturalist. Claim Jumper is very nice when you're on the draw. This can pull a Plains out of your deck, put it into play if your opponent has more lands than you. But if you're on the play and you don't miss land drops, then it's a 3 mana 3/3 vigilance, which is incredibly filler. I think Desert Stew's probably better than Claim Jumper on average, especially because there are a lot of good deserts in this set. Basically, all the non-basic lands in this set are deserts. Of course, there's some things on the bonus sheet that don't really count, but you'll see plenty of dual lands that are deserts, as well as some other ways to fix your mana that are deserts to make this potentially up to like -5 for only 2 mana, which is insane. Even just as the -2/-2, it's pretty reasonable, and it's a cheap crime to commit alongside the Duelist, so we'll lead with the Desert's Dew here. Pick 3. Pretty dirtily packed. We've got a Lush Oasis here for a dual land that's also committing a crime. So if we end up playing green and blue, that'll be really good. These spells are just not very good. The best is probably Fierce Retribution. Blow up an attacking creature for just 1 and a white. Blow up any creature for 5 and a white. So it can deal with anything if you need it to. Gem Lightfoot is also fine if we end up in blue-white, but I find that the blue-white plot deck is not super good. The idea is you get to keep exiling spells from your hand and then casting them from exile later. That way you can still be doing stuff and drawing cards off of Gem, but I don't think it happens super often. I mean, this pack is weak enough, Gem would be reasonable, but I think this is a set with so many powerful rares and stuff that I tend to take the lands a little more highly than usual, just to have more chances of splashing around if we open up something that pushes us in that direction. So I think it was Lush Oasis or the Gem Lightfoot there, and they were both reasonable picks. For pick 4, it's an easy Consuming Ashes. Excellent removal. It exiles. If you exile something small, you also Surveillance set up your draws. My other favorites here, Festering Gulch. Plan the Heist is okay draw. And there's Jolene as well, which would be reasonable, but obviously we have taken nothing towards red or green yet, so I'm taking Consuming Ashes. Pick 5, Sour Springs is beautiful. On-color dual land that counts as a crime as well. Counts as a desert for Desert's Dew. Also Ambush Gigapede, which is very solid at the top in your black decks with the amount of graveyard recursion black has. Playing this, killing their 2/2 and trading it off into some other attacking creature to get a 2-for-1 and then pick it up from your grave with something to get another 2-for-1 later is usually enough to win in the end game. So I like Gigapede a lot. I also like Hypothesizzle. This card's very reasonable. Draw 2, discard 1. You don't have to discard a card, but if you do discard an on-land card, you get to deal 4 to something. So that's pretty excellent for like Grixis crime control. Another direction to go here. I'm going to take these deserts real high though. Let's grab a Soured Springs. Pick 6. Contagion Engine is an incredibly slow board wipe, but in theory, it does wipe your opponent's board without touching yours. It's a one-sided board wipe. You play it immediately -1/-1 to everything your opponent controls, and then every time you spend 4 and tap, you put 2 more minus counters on it. So one-sided board wipe, but it takes a few turns to actually fully resolve, and then there's no other way to put -1/-1 counters on things in the set, so you're not going to be like killing other things with it with the Proliferate. You're just going to be buffing your own cards with counters on them. Actually, I think that's probably not the greatest. I'm going to take Servant of the Stinger here. 2 mana, 1/3 Death Touch, great body, and if you commit a crime, you can use this as Demonic Tutor if it hits your opponent, grabbing the best card out of your deck. Mirage Mesa, Desert Stew, two very, very reasonable pickups here, but I'll take the Desert Stew. Rictus Robber's fun too, but a little more narrow than those. Make your own luck. We've got the Oasis towards a green splash, I suppose. None of these cards are good in like Grixis Crime Control. These are just great aggressive red cards. I guess Terminal Agony. Don't think that's better than Make Your Own Luck though. Pick 9. Played at Knife Point a few times. I have never been impressed by it. I think we ran it at one point in the Arena Open and cut it at one point and just didn't really do anything. And that was like a great Outlaws deck, if I remember right. Just take the Raven here. Pick 10. Pretty mid. We'll take a Naturalist. Naturalist plays well in decks that have both green and black in them because of the self-mill with the amount of graveyard recursion in the formats. Just get some extra value out of it. I don't really like Thunder Salvo very much, which is why, even though I'm much more likely to be a more controlling deck splashing into red than a more aggressive one splashing into red, I still took the Coyote because I just don't think I'm adding Thunder and Salvo to that splash. Hypothesis, although. That's exciting. Pack 2, pick 1. Vraska the Silencer. Alright, so we're splashing around the Simic direction then. Or the Sultai direction, I should say. Green, black, and blue. 3 mana, 3/3 Death Touch. Whenever a creature, a non-token creature opponent controls dies, you can spend 1 to return it to your battlefield, excuse me, as a tapped treasure token. But it retains all of its abilities. So it doesn't have a stat line, it can't attack or block. But if you kill something that has an enter effect, like Spinewood's Paladin, I guess, then you will spend the 1, you'll gain 3 mana and get a mana for later off the treasure. Pretty cool. We'll play around with Vraska, she seems fun. Pack 2, pick 2. Vault Plunder is a great one. This card, at face value, is already pretty good. 3 mana, 3/1 draw a card, just a nice little 2-for-1. But it plays really well in the set. It is an outlaw, if you care about that. Those are warlocks, assassins, rogues, mercenaries, and pirates. It is able to commit a crime. If you are desperate to do so, you can target your opponent with this. And if you're just playing it as a value play, black has tons of ways to recur it. So any good value play creature goes up a lot in quality in this set, and that one is no different. Speaking of great ways to recur, there is a Back for More here. 6 mana, pick up a Vault Plunderer, deal 3 to something, draw a card. If we kill a reasonable threat with that, then that's really exciting. But obviously, if we go deeper into green and actually play some beefier creatures to reanimate, that's where this gets really, really interesting for us. I will speculate on the Back for More here. Pick 4. 8 mana is a whole ton, but if a color pair was going to be able to do it, it would be green-black. We could start drafting literally any green ramp that we see. That said, we haven't seen, I think, any green ramp the whole draft so far, but if any shows up, we'll take it really highly now. Because 8 mana is a ton, but if you make it to that 8 mana, you basically guaranteed win the game from there. Servant is reasonable, but the way that our deck's looking right now, we're going to need fixing pretty heavily, because it doesn't look like we're super deep into blue, so in order to be able to play a cheap blue spell and actually cast it consistently early, need a lot of fixing. Deserts are also high quality in a deck with double deserts do already. Pick 6. Spinewood's Paladin. Let's get deeper into green here. We don't have enough beefy creatures for Betrayal yet, and it has issues against instant speed removal from your opponent. Also, there's 2 copies, which is really funny, but take Spinewood's Paladin here. Get some beef for Back for More, and just for the deck in general. Pick 7. Another Vault Plunderer is awesome in the green-black color pair. Rush of Dread is quite solid too, but I'm a massive Plunderer fan. I think it hits synergies really well. It's a close pick between the two, but I'm going towards my favorite of Vault Plunderer. Oh lord, we are plundering these vaults today. Mirage Mace is a sick pickup. Nonsense here. Take a filler beefy black creature, so if we don't manage to find anything particularly good, we'll still have a little bit more beef in the deck for the back for more. Laughing Jasper is one of the dumbest rares in the whole format. There is a window to kill it. It doesn't do anything until your next upkeep, but then exile at least one card out of your opponent's deck and draw it and cast it against them. If it's a creature, then it adds to the next draw off of it, then drawing two the turn after that, and so on and so forth. If you have other outlaws in your deck, then just the very first trigger could be exiling 3 or 4 cards immediately. Jasper's completely absurd. Take the Jasper here. Oh my god, Fractured Identity is also so powerful it's been in the Vintage Cube. It's like a better mind control. You exile your opponent's best non-land permanent, and you get a copy of it. So it's a mind control that they can't get their card back from, and you get its enter the battlefield effect and everything as well. There's honestly... Wow, I really didn't think I was going to actually be able to take that here. But there's honestly nothing that even goes in the deck. So I might as well take the most powerful speculative pick by far. But we would have to get insane fixing out of just this one final pack to get there. Take a Festering Gulch here. I think I have to take that over Kellen. Kellen is actually not that crazy. Yeah, Kellen just helps you dump your hand faster if you already have more cards there. In Limited and Draft and Sealed, it's a lot more important to be drawing more cards than to be dumping what you already have out. It's like the Gulch. Paladin's good too, but my lord, do we need mana fixing? Really want to play this Laughing Jasper, so I'll take Eroded Canyon. If I want to try to play blue still, as well as play Fractured Identity, then Conduit Pylons might actually be better. I should probably take Conduit Pylons. Maybe go full 5-color, just I've completely lost it here. Here's Jagged Barrens. Alright, all in, whatever. All in. 5-color idiots of the deck. It's me. I am the idiot. Whenever you cast a modal spell, okay, Riku. You do literally nothing. Go back to Kingdom Hearts. Pack's pretty bad. Naturalist is good, but it doesn't actually consistently fix you, because you only get the treasure if you miss lands. And obviously only if we have only a couple lands of each color, then it's not digging very far. So I'd rather take the mana fixing duel. It's also a desert. Our desert dues are insane now. I'm not going to play Kellen even if I draft it here. But I'm not going to play anything. Rare draft a mythic. You know, this might be a deck where we drafted so many lands I don't even have to make any cuts here. I just already have 23 non-land cards and all lands drafted so far. Oh boy, yep. And we could play 18 lands. Oh, we get to run Hypothesizzle again. I'm splashing red. So that'll be the last non-land card. We do have an Overwhelming Forces with no ramp, so it could also be reasonable to go 18 lands here. I think I'll do that. Oh my god, could you imagine if I cast Make Your Own Luck and I hit the Overwhelming Forces to plot it? So I can cast it for free the turn after? That'd be wild. Okay. Let's cut one non-land card for a land. Go for the buzzard here. And let's count up our sources. I have 4 ways to potentially get red mana and 1 Mountains of 5. Do I have anything in this deck that specifically searches for a basic? No. I have nothing in the deck to search for lands at all. Okay, so I have 5 red sources for my 2 red splashes. How many white sources do I have for Fractured Identity? 1, 2, 3, 4 potential white sources. Okay, so 5 for my 2, 4 for my 1. Now blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue cards, ideally at least 6 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And green and black. So green only 5 and black is 15. The mono black 5 color deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green. My deck is literally 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 black sources. Perfect. All right, I'm just going to go with the auto-suggester on that. We just add 1 more of one of them. I'm only on 6 green right now. Right, I'm on 3 white, 4 red, 5 blue. Go up to 6. Well, I'm on 6 green. I already got the numbers mixed up in my head. But I'm going to add another green source. And there we go. 18 land, 5 color mush pile. Cross our fingers and hope for the best. Just cast whatever we draw and see how far we can take it. One thing I can say for sure, with a deck as high variance as this, as coin flippy as this, we will break the 4-3 streak for sure. I'm ready to crash hard and go 0-3, or fly into the sunset with perfect draws into a 7 winner here. No in between. Map keep. That is 5 colors of mana in the opening hand. So any of our several bombs are castable. We even have a little bit of card draw to dig towards them with the Plunderer. Plunderer is going to be an MVP in this deck. Mirage Mesa. Beautiful mana base we got over here. I was never worried at all. I always know I'd always drop perfect mana. Ooh, Hypothesizzle. That's a removal spell that does a little bit of digging too, to look for one of our bombs. Geyser Drake has arrived. Take the trade for sure. We didn't actually get any of the Graveyard Recursion, no Mourner's Surprises to pick up these Plunderers from our grave. Just the one back for more, which is pretty disappointing. Not really interested in either of those. I've got 2 5-drops already. Deep Muck Desperado can keep milling me. Also exactly 4 toughness for the Hypothesizzle. Yeah, let's pop the sizzle. We got the back for more. Desecrator's certainly the weakest of these cards. Our opponent plots a Tumbleweed Rising so that they could cast like a 5-mana 5/4 and then spit out another 5/5 in the same turn. Pick up the Muscle with this back for more. It's pretty cute. During your turn. So it can't be indestructible during our opponent's turn. So I could spend 6 just to straight up trade into whatever they play trying to get a copy of the Tumbleweed. The reason that that is kind of enticing to me is that they play something small enough for the Muscle to kill without dying, then it's huge value. Because we make their Tumbleweed smaller too while killing the 3/3 or whatever. But I guess it's pretty unlikely. I'll just go Paladin here. Because if they do summon a 4/4 or a 5/5, then it's really not that good. White, blue, blue, black, black, red, red, green, green. Jesus Christ. I guess I'll get another black. Just have way more black spells than anything else. Okay, it's a 4/4, so it's big enough that if I tried to do the overzealous muscle reanimation, I would kill the Rope Master, and then this would just be a 2/2, but my muscle would die too, so it's not that great. Cast a Muscle and a Desert Stew. It's cool with me. Do I want to kill both the 4/4s here, or do I just want to trample over for 5? I think I'm cool to kill both the 4/4s. I'll hold on to the Desert Stew, obviously, in case they play something better by their end step. They really did. Bonnie Paul is absolutely insane. Because even if you kill her the second she enters the battlefield, they're up a card, because they still get a gigantic 6/6 creature with the power toughness equal to the number of lands they control. So yeah, Bonnie's absolutely brutal. And if you don't kill her immediately, she draws another card every single turn. Wildly good card. Pretty iconic in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. That's the absolutely busted nuts rare. Do not play a land this turn. I beg you. Can you get combat tricked here? Oh, nope. No attack with the 6/6. Cool. Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. And he's got a back for more backup. Think we're chilling. Going for a back for more first. Against all spells from our opponent, lots of cards in hand. Okay, that's kind of spooky. I literally am like trying to read the text and still just not gathering what exactly this thing does. So it's just like a card draw engine, I guess. Yeah, they don't really care about plotting stuff. Okay, it's literally just a looter. Okay, that's not bad. They did have a Decisive Denial, which is gone now. That could not have countered Jasper, but could have fought him away with a 7/7 for sure. No response, no response, no response. Give me the blowout. No response. Nom 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 nom. No, they turned it into a reverse 2-for-1. They drew 2 cards and countered it, basically. Rough. My lands are getting very tiny now. But we can cast this and make your own luck in the same turn. It's the play. Yep. Man, by the time that I draw my overwhelming forces, or whatever, that destroys all my opponent's creatures, I'm not gonna have enough cards in my deck to cast it, because I'm just gonna draw out.
I'll find what I need
Dog is not an outlaw, so we'll block with that one. Alright, draw 2 from our opponent's deck, find the bandit. That's it. Raven for a flying trumper that can gain me life throughout this game. And some chip damage. Duelist as well, actually double flying blocker. This one's 3 toughness. Yeah, we just turtle up and let Laughing Jasper get the win here if they don't find removal. Jace's ultimate is pretty threatening, but they're still not there. Do I have to control Laughing Jasper to cast these cards? I think I do. Yes, yes I do. So let's actually go for the bandit right now over the servant. I guess I could cast them both. Technically. Commit a crime and loot. That's a banger. This deck is wild. Oh, you're gonna regret that. Very reasonable play from our opponent. They're under a lot of life total pressure. Work on keeping the board in their favor. But not having the Snakeskin Veil left for Fractured Identity is going to be incredible for us. Unless they have 2 copies, in which case we could play around it and just steal a Jace instead, I guess. Doubt that's right. Is there a trample trick in this set? Am I about to randomly die to trample? No, they're just drawing more cards, sure. There, who took all the Metamorphic Blasts from our last pod. They're at 7. If I Identity, they don't have a flying blocker. If I draw this card for an extra power, 1, 2, 3. But I'm just going to mill one because there's no way I discard Identity. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. 10 cards. Alright, yeah, they're over it. This is pretty ridiculous. I think it is repulse the token and identity the flyer there. And then make sure I poke their Jace for at least one. But yeah, that was an insane game of Magic. I mean, we just had perfect mana from the start of that game to where we could cast all our spells. We got to sat there and grind it out long enough to start drawing all our great bomb rares when we got towards that second half of our deck. Game 2. We need to draw a red source pretty badly, but we have Vault Plunder into a plotted Paladin for our first couple plays, turn 3 and turn 4. So we have early-ish plays in the hand and really good mana outside of the need for red. We can do everything else. I could play Servant of the Stinger, so that if they don't hold up Ankle Biter as a blocker, I could play the Crime Land attack and then use it to tutor up a mountain. But if I cast Servant of the Stinger, then they can just choose not to attack with Ankle Biter, and then I just won't get to tutor. Only one white spell in the whole deck. I think I lead with the black source. So I could double spell soon enough. Double spell these two next turn, I guess. It's better than plotting the Paladin. Another Plunderer. Like that, but I prefer getting the board cluttered, slowing our opponent down. They're on green-white, which is like the best aggressive color pair in the set. The best color pair in the set, period. Usually for green-white mounts, there's a lot of like really good synergy there, but green just has incredibly beefy creatures, like ridiculously large for their respective mana values, and white has great cheap removal and cheap creatures. So they could also just be playing generic spells and having a really good time with it. But some of the mounts payoffs, like the Shepherd, the Clouds, and stuff, are really ridiculous. It's a good one. It's also a good one. I think I can afford that here. Yeah, I'm at 11. I'm under some pressure here, but on board, I have the block for Naturalist, the trade for Alchemist, and then I stabilize with Paladin. We've gotten them to spend one removal so far. Is it too bold to immediately lead with Jasper here? They had removal last turn. Would they cast it over a 3/2 flyer? Probably not. With just 5 mana, like if they had a second Mystical Tether. I think I jam out the Paladin. Most likely Lightning Rod for removal to let Jasper win the game here. Trover Grizzly? Ooh. Giving the whole board trample is definitely scary. Just consuming ashes for their flyer. I may have to do that instead of Jasper. Yeah, draw a card and discard a card for doing this. Let's go for it. Find an overzealous muscle. Sure. This is what I'm talking about, with just insanely beefy creatures for the cost. 3 mana 4/2 that can give your whole board trample. 4 mana 4/4 that can keep putting +1/+1 counters on creatures. Large. Pray for no snakeskin veil here and go for the hypothesisal. Because now if I play Laughing Jasper, I also have the concern of falling pretty far behind on board. Fractured Identity is such a good one to draw. Beautiful. No veil from them, and a 4 power duelist of the Mind Swing. Go Bighorns. I don't even need Jasper, because Fractured Identity is even more broken. I mean, there's nothing even that good to Fractured Identity. Alright, we can just play Jasper and hold up the Deserts too, which is still just GG. Real threatening. -5/-5. Kill them even after that resolves. Just stop the max damage. Five, 10 damage on board. Sure. Go to 4. Dust Animus from them. And an Armadillo. Yeah, they're over it. They are over it. I got a Lifelinker and a 7/7 reach blocker. Disgusting. That is going to be 2-0 heading to game 3. Game 3 with our utter nonsense 5-color deck. All basic lands here. We're like the all deserts deck and we go just full Jund. Very funny. I will keep this hand though. It's got our 2 most important colors and multiple castable spells off of any land draws. The Raven, the Desecrator, and the Ashes. It's a 9 black source deck, so quite unlikely for us to miss a black source forever. Conduit Pylons is the dream. That thing has reach. Probably gonna Deserts do the Duelist. It's pretty annoying on this board. Wait till we get our own Duelist of the Mind out first. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Might have to kill Scalestorm Summoner. Ooh. Kind of far away from that mana-wise. Need to draw a white or a blue source, but I cannot mill a card that good. You control a creature power. So if they play something that puts a counter on this and then attack, that's going to be real bad for me. I guess I let Duelist be annoying and just deal with the Summoner. Make sure this game takes a while, because if it does, then that means we'll be getting to Fractured Identity mana. And if we're getting to Fractured Identity mana in the end game, we're probably winning the game with a Fractured Identity. Just keep menacing on in. Alright. We are officially staring at each other for a while now. Another duelist. They get to keep pinging me with duelists. I got the combat trick here as their last card in hand. Nope. Good draw's good. Oops. That's right. Oh, like my best color is black. I'll leave that untapped. I'm casting a black spell. That's the only color I have to spend. Alright, it's fine either way. We need this to be wider blue if we want to play Fractured Identity, but we need it to be black if we want to play Consuming Ashes. If I choose black, I can definitely play Consuming Ashes next turn. If I choose wider blue, I still need to top deck another land to play Identity. But my backup plan of Overzealous Muscle is really not that bad. So I'll just choose blue. If we don't draw land, we play Muscle. If we do, we play Identity. Might Identity a Duelist and just have Raven plus Duelist hitting them for 2 a turn. Okay, unless they play that, then we'll Identity that, I guess. Absolute chunker. -4/-4 from Desert's Dew. Not quite enough still. Just play Overzealous Muscle. Just plop it and say good luck. The board's cluttered enough that one removal spell from our opponent wouldn't be enough to really tilt it in their favor, so it's entirely possible they are holding on to a removal spell here. So I'm going to see if I can get Muscle Indestructible Crime value here. And if I can't, it's probably because they're casting some kind of instant here to interact with it. In which case we're pulling that from their hand and keeping them off of killing Laughing Jasper. So yeah, here I can commit a crime and kill 2 of their creatures with one of my removal spells. So let's see about doing that. Unless they have a response. Can't kill the Pulverizer, sadly. I can kill a Duelist with this. I guess I'll go all in on the Ashes then. So I can kill the better card. Incredible work from Overzealous Muscle. And they definitely don't have instant speed removal. Alright, land concession it is. No rares required that game, I think? Nope, that's a lie. Our deck has like 7 or 8 rares in it. We played the Duelist. One in a blue Duelist in the Mind. Got some card draw off of them. Wonderful stuff. This deck speed runs into 3-0. Should be drafting more 5-color mush piles. I need to top deck a land in my first couple draw steps to play the Hound, but then the Hound, with its Surveil, mills towards another land. So, gambling on winning 1 out of 2 coin flips, and there it is. Wonderful. Not the greatest color to draw into. Another green source when we already have one. But just any land is great there. Ooh, find Mirage Mesa. Don't need another color until I have 5 mana on tap. Then I won't have 5 mana on tap next turn, so I'll play that tap next turn, I think. I gotta keep Consuming Ashes, right? It's such an awkward card to keep, because I have to play this on red, and I'm far from double black. I probably have to mill both these towards mana still, despite having drawn a land. We're going towards 5, not 4. And I really don't want to clump up a third 5-drop into this hand. Get that thing off the board before it draws them infinite cards. That draws them a card every time it hits us and has unblockable whenever they commit a crime. Alright, and I can get my best bomb. Sure. Jasper's the only one I have that's just immediately castable. I could grab a Make Your Own Luck. Let's try to draw into the other bombs off that next turn. Playing against blue, white, black. They haven't cast a single removal spell yet. I feel like that's pretty likely. I think Make Your Own Luck is just a really good play next turn. Go for the card advantage. Hello, Jace. Doer of nothing. That's a lie. This Jace hit a lot earlier, so the plotting ability is actually quite powerful. Casting one of their spells for free each turn, and fixing mana. Marchesa now being free instead. Milled Laughing Jasper? You gotta be kidding me. That's some huge Bloodseeker luck there. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, well, we have to save Hypothesizzle for Marchesa then. And Jace is super obnoxious. If they trade, I'll make my own luck. If they don't, I'll play Paladin. Okay. So let's play towards that long game then. That's gonna be revealed, but it's gonna be hard for them to ever commit to the board now. Does he know? The Riddler meme? I mean, I get that there's not much you can do about it. They've got double blue here. I don't think there's a way to counter it for double blue. Okay. Yeah, just get out of the way as quickly as possible was the plan. I shouldn't have played my land yet. I was just concerned I was going to have to pay X or something weird. But now we hit the white source and we won't have Identity up next turn. Raven and Plunderer, one Paladin. Let's go Raven and Plunderer. It's more likely that we poke Jace that way, so that he doesn't ultimate. We can poke him through a removal spell now. Oh, beautiful. The white source. Jace will 100% not ultimate now, because we can also just steal him. I guess even if he did ultimate, they have like 2 spells in their hand max. Yeah, they got 1 card left. I could just poke Jace in the sky. Yeah, I really don't need to kill Jace. As long as he's in ulting. They have nothing on the board now. 1 card in their hand, and I have Desert's Dew for whatever they resolve. Just a draw 2 with Metamorphic Blast. I'm gonna hold up Desert Stew. Over Plotting Paladin. And just hard cast it next turn. It'll be summoning sick either way.
Out with
That's funny. Okay. Here we are on the draw for game number 5, 3-1 right now. The only game we have lost was to mill 13 from the bonus sheet, which is pretty hard to play around. It's pretty wild. Alright, get all our tap lands out of the way so we can cast whatever we want here. We are going to need to play some early blockers here. They are green, white, and black, and they're curving out. Oh, wow. Burrow Fiend into Naturalist could supply huge damage early. This is an incredible curve on the play. As the Burrow Fiend gets bigger, the more creatures are in their graveyard, and the Naturalist mills another creature into the grave, hitting the Plunderer. Gives them the 2-power creature to saddle the Burrow Fiend. What a start. Go down to 16. Because I have this back for more, I might have to just run out the Jasper. Pray that they don't have the interaction. If they don't have the interaction, I can immediately start taking things over, and if they do, I still have back for more later. Because like if I just play a 1-of Naturalist or a Hound, I'm just taking so much damage anyway. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I have the back for more. We get them to spend some mana on that instead of committing to the board. This curve is just too strong. I guess I haven't played any creatures until turn 3, but like I'm not going to miss casting a spell every single turn, but I'm still under infinite pressure regardless. I've already got blue and green. I will need to draw 1 land eventually for back for more. We need to mill towards something crazy like Fractured Identity. Double spell should be reasonable to help stabilize if we hit a Desert's Dew. We can cast either of our 3 drops as well as a 2-mana removal spell. Ay. Lawbringer 2. Keep that Burrow Fiend going in and get another creature in the grave for it. Down to 8. We did not hit a 2-mana removal. We did not hit a Desert Stew, so we can't go Plunderer, Naturalist, and Desert Stew. Can't not play a creature. I definitely can't play Make Your Own Luck, so I think it's Overzealous Muscle here. I can only cast 1 spell to turn no matter what, so we'll play the chunkiest creature that is the least likely to die because it has 4 toughness over 3 toughness, which is the second biggest I could play. Shepherd of the Clouds is insane. Sarah Angel was not good enough, so they made her easier to cast, only requiring a single white instead of double white. And she comes with a reanimation spell, a full-on animate dead attached. Okay. If I miss land drops, I have absolutely no chance here. I think I'm dead no matter what, because they have a 4-power flyer down. Oh, a tap land, so I can't play the Plunder. Yeah, that's dead. That's 4 damage in the sky, and it's pretty easy for them to sneak 4 on the ground here. I guess I go to 1 on board, but if they play 1 removal spell, we're dead. If Naturalist hit a basic there, we then get to play Plunderer as well. We're definitely not dead this turn, and we're taking 4 in the sky, and then maybe the turn after, I can back for more to kill the Shepherd, and if that prolongs things just long enough, just 1 more turn from that point, then that would be how we stabilize, obviously, getting to the 8 mana the turn after that. But, missing the untapped land there, and then here as well, is definitely too much. Just got curved out by aggro. It'll happen. That is 3-2. Heading into game number 6. I swear to God, we're going to win 1 more game and lose 1 more. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. All right. Here we are for game number 6. If we lose a game from here, we are out of this draft. So this is a risky keep, because we have to top deck a land, but if we hit just 1 land, no matter what land it is, we start plundering towards more. I'm gonna keep it, but maybe our mana base will finally catch up to us here. Because while we are 3-2, while we have had 2 losses, neither were due to our mana base. We just got curved out for our second loss, and our first loss randomly mill 13'd by a completely unexpected bonus sheet card when we were astronomically ahead in every other sense of the game. Alright, we are hitting our land drops, which is perfect. Alright. Yeah, the mana has been so good today. We've had almost no mana issues whatsoever. The most mana issues we've had was just having to wait like a turn or 2 to get an off color, but that's super reasonable for a deck like this. Frontier Seeker. Search out a plains or a mount, put it into their hand. They don't search it out, they look at the top 5. They are taking Seraphic Steed. Incredibly powerful spell. We'll have to Consuming Ashes that. I already have double black on board, so I like Mirage Mesa on blue here. Certainly don't need to play Gulch for a 3rd black source. Hypothesis makes me even more happy to go Mirage Mesa on blue towards these 2 spells. There's the steed. The loyal steed. No green source up, so we know they don't have Snakeskin Veil, and that thing is a goner. We get to Surveil 2 as well. Already got blue and black. Do not have red. Naturally, I can get it at a Conduit Pylon, so I don't know how excited I am about that. Mountain. I think I can ditch it. Dance of the Tumbleweeds ramping them up. That's why they had to think so long on the Steed earlier. They only had 3 lands total in their hand, so they were considering picking up the plains, I guess. Nothing I need to kill with Hypothesis here. Oh, and I couldn't because I don't have an untapped land, so we'll just make our own luck. Ooh, what, 0 mana back for more later? Yep. Make your own luck is awesome in this deck. Getting that huge cost reduction on a future play. Man, I can't believe the game that we got to cast a free Overwhelming Forces that just like blows up the opponent's board and draws cards for all the creatures it kills. The game we got to cast that for free was one of our losses. They had the mill card. Well, that is really good. They're gonna get a creature every turn. One of these gets to kill my 3/1s. If they get really lucky and the RNG just gives them the 1/2s that ping each turn, that's completely devastating for me. Okay, well this is bad. Let's go full speed ahead then, since these 3/1s are not long for the world. Let's kill the prairie dog and push damage in here. Get rid of their lifelink. We are really happy with the trades right now. Oh yeah, I could just back for more because I discarded a creature. I actually should have discarded a bigger creature. I'm dumb. Yeah, whatever, it's still good. Okay, not terrible mills. Boom. No, they won the RNG lottery. That's the only one of the 3 I really didn't want to see. Lifelink Haster was super fine. 3 toughness blocker. 3/1 trample haste, also fine. Just take it. They're at 3 life here. We have so many deserts in this deck. We probably have at least 3 more. We do indeed. We have 1 in hand and 2 ping deserts left in the library. That said, the Merriment does have a chance of creating lifelinkers. Oh, and Paladin literally just gains life immediately. Are they dead? Probably not. Ping 1, block there, take 3, they're at 2. 1 from Oasis. They are not dead, but if they don't hit the lifelinker, then they will be off of Raven plus Lush Oasis next turn. Oh no, they're dead to Oasis Blonderer. I am happy to win the game, but I'm concerned that this is our 4th win after 2 4-3 runs. Alright, no green source, a little awkward, but I'm not going to mulligan a 3-color hand with a turn 3 Vault Plunderer. Make sure I get that double black down first. I think there are more double black cards in this deck than white spells. There's literally 1 white spell. Well, if we make it to 8 mana, we win. Unless they have an archive trap as well. Good draw. Maybe dying to a Sylvala before we make it to 8 mana. Because we have no removal in this hand. Oh no, I do not want to sack a creature. I want to attack. There we go. Spits out 1/1s every time they cast a creature, so their board just goes insanely wide. Oh god, and a 6 power creature. Okay, I need to top deck a land all 3 of my next 3 turns. And even then, it might not be fast enough. Oh my god. This thing taps for 4 mana now? Yeah, there's no way. This is way too fast. Oh no, that's not a land. Naturalist, find me an untapped land so I can play Plunderer and Naturalist in the same turn. But I definitely have to play Naturalist over Plunderer because the land is super important. Oh my god, good draws, good draws. Sterling Hound here, not a land. Watch me mill out again. I somehow survived till 8 mana and then I just blow up like 12 creatures, draw 12 cards, and mill out. They have a 6/5 reach. We gotta pass. Oh my god. Even if I make it to 8 mana, I'm gonna mill myself. Selvalla's insane. She's like 5 bajillion mana now. This is bad. I guess take 6 instead of 5 to kill the better creature. With the infinite mana from Selvala, they have the mana for any combat trick in the set if they've got one in hand. Yep. A free Gigapede, says Selvala. Yep. This game would be a completely different game if we just had one removal spell for Selvala here, which just really shows off the importance of removal and interaction in Outlaws of Thunder Junction, because there are so many completely busted rares like this that if they're not interacted, they just end the game completely. Because we have seen a vast majority of the games so far in all 3 of these drafts being ended by rares like that, but none of them have involved Selvala yet. So, like, we've seen Laughing Jaspers and Bonnie Pauls and Cruel Ultimatums. Good lord, have we seen Cruel Ultimatums. All of this stuff. But there's also still Selvala here. Like, the games are just super mega blowouts, and there are different blowouts each time because there are so many different blowout spells. Overwhelming Force is certainly one of those big giant blowouts. Laughing Jasper in our deck, Fractured Identity. This deck was awesome. This was the funnest deck that we drafted so far, and it played so much better than I thought it was going to. The mana was very, very consistent with the way that we drew. Make Your Own Luck, very happy with that. That was really fun with all the different colors of stuff, tons of like really powerful spells to plot underneath it. Just the draw 3 is good. Vault Plunderer, the secret glue that holds the deck together, the bread and butter of this, getting us out on the board to trade off early while drawing cards, making sure that we see more lands, we see more spells, we dig closer to the bombs, was very, very important to this deck. Vault Plunderer, I think, gets the MVP award. Although, for a deck like this, it's a little difficult to truly give it to Vault Plunderer over one of our 3 astronomical mega bombs that were consistently winning us games. So, yeah, awesome deck. 3 mega bombs, some more good rares. Not quite Mega Bomb status, but solid cards. A little bit of cheap removal. That is the biggest flaw of this deck. It lacks on removal a little bit. Just enough to get completely crushed by Selvala in that game. But when you count up all the removal spells, the count is not that bad. Double Desert's Duke, Consuming Ashes, Hypothesizal, Fractured Identity, and then once we get to the really high mana value, 6 and up, it's a little less easy to justify those, saying, like, yeah, I've got tons of interaction. It's like, okay, but can you play that interaction before turn 8? No. But there is a back for more at 6 as well. So again, it's a little bit low on removal, but not to a major detriment to the deck. But certainly, if we had, like 2 more Deserts Due instead of Sterling Hound and Boneyard Desecrator, this deck would be incredible. Just a little adjustment like that of getting more cheap interaction in would certainly help it out quite a bit. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Fun deck, fun draft, good time, even if it ends in the same very boring, very average record we have been stuck in all Thunder Junction long. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and are interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm, send some more on the recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.